Welcome back to Alchemist Angel Tarot 444. This is going to be for the Sun, Moon, and Venus sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius, today we're going to be looking at your past person, your past soulmate. Doesn't mean it has to be the last person you were with. It's just your past soulmate, person that had the most influence in your life, that taught you a lot of lessons. You had a soul connection with this person, whether it be karmic or not. So we're going to look into that relationship and your perspective on that relationship and your energy. And then we'll look at your persons from the past, their energy, their perspective. Just remember and keep in mind that it's not my perspective, it's not the universe's perspective, and it's not yours. When we do your persons, it's going to be their perspective. And we know how a lot of exes can be when they want to portray to be the victim, and they like to portray to you as the villain. And so just remember that it's not my perspective, and it's not me saying that that's facts, because it's definitely no facts involved in that. It's just their perspective of it. Okay. Then we'll go into your new person, or the new person coming towards you if you're not currently in a relationship. And we'll look at the situation, your perspective on that as well, and then your person's perspective and how the situation may come about, the lessons that will be learned, or just anything that you can expect from the relationship and how you're going to view it and how they may view it. I will use this deck right here for you, Sagittarius, when doing the past person and the current situation. And I will use this deck for your person. Okay? So let's start off with a little prayer. I already pre-shuffled my cards. I just want to tell you guys, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and share this with people, any other Sagittarius you may know. If this sounds familiar to their story, please share this with them. I could definitely be reading on their energy, and I will have a lot more readings that could possibly resonate with them. Please continue to come back and watch my channel every week. I really do appreciate it. And don't forget to hit that like button. Okay. Mother, Father, help me to see in the utmost clarity for the Sun, Moon, Venus sign of Sagittarius. Help me to see clearly into their past relationship, their perspective on it, the situation at hand, and the lessons that were learned here, as well as their person's perspective. Help me to go forward into the incoming love that they may be having soon in the future, or that they currently have, the lessons that are learned here, their perspective, and their person's perspective. In Jesus' name, amen. Like I said, the past person doesn't have to necessarily be somebody that your last relationship. It's just going to be your last soul connection, something that was really, really deeply felt, and definitely lessons learned, whether it be karmic or not. Your current relationship, or the relationship coming towards you, is going to be the one that it's the next soul connection. Okay, I may get a timeline, and if I do, I'll let you know, but I often don't. Sometimes I do see, in a couple of readings, I've seen that the past person and the current person were still the same person, and if that is the case, I will let you know. Okay, let's start with Sagittarius' energy. Four cards for Sagittarius and how they viewed their past soul connection, the situation, and their energy, please. For Sagittarius, please. Guardians, angels. Could have been a Leo you were dealing with, or they have Leo highly aspect in the chart. Could have their chart could have been an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Could have been a Sagittarius like yourself, or Sagittarius, or Leo, or Aries. So right away, I'm getting the energy that you guys were just two completely different kinds of people. Like, one of you was very very serious. Could have been a Pisces for some of you. Okay, so one of you was very much more serious and honest, the other one more playful and passionate and fun loving. Both of you had a pretty good intuition, but had a one of you was really always up in their head about the other person. Like they always left you with doubts for some reason. The Sagittarius, they always left you with doubts, making you wonder if how much they really cared or what they were doing when they weren't with you. Some of you could have shared a child together, but not necessarily. At first, this person made you pretty happy. They made you happy. They were fun to be around. They seemed like they were just the life of the party. Just you, they may have had like they may have been real needy, and you felt kind of like they had the hero effect, like you were helping them in some way. Like they were pretty dependent on you for some reason or another. Like you were always the one helping them out. It seems like, and you could have felt like this person for a lot of you Sagittarius was kind of cold, disconnected, and just not very honest. I guess you could say not very honest in their dealings with people. You always kind of questioned, but they wanted to control your dealings with people. Like they wanted to know what you were doing, where you were at all times, but you weren't expected to be able to ask the same questions. And then when you did, you don't know if you were getting the truth. There was something here about honest communication when there was an issue, and how everything was so fun and happy until it became serious. Once the relationship became serious, someone here became kind of controlling, and they brought a lot of their past trauma into this relationship and a lot of their fears and stuff. Some of you, but not all of you, could have been one of those people that they manifest their fears because it's always in the back of their minds. Well, they're going to treat me like this person did, or they're going to treat me like that person did, and so you allowed the past trauma to get inside your head and literally. I'm not saying you were always wrong, Sagittarius, because a lot of times you were actually right about this person, but you would create things in your mind and automatically assume that they were doing the worst or expect the worst from them because that's what you've been through and what you knew. Okay. Let's see Sagittarius' past person and their perspective on this relationship, how they viewed this relationship. Some of you could have felt there was a third party, and for some of you there was always somebody else on the side that kind of interfered with the relationship, but it wasn't really spoken about. This person thought you were pretty generous, like you were a hard worker, that you were always available for them when they needed you the most. And at first, like in the beginning of the relationship, you were just always giving and just always there and dependable, and really did a lot for them and helped them out with a lot of the little things that they needed, whether it was a place to stay or gas money or just a friend to talk to. You were always available until you weren't. Like something inside of you got triggered, and they feel you changed up and started like to pull your emotions back, pull your love back, pull all the gift giving and all the nice things that you had once done for them, and you weren't as available to them as you were before. And it could have been being triggered by being up in your head. This person was also very suspicious of you and your activities and the things you did when you weren't around them. So it was a two-way street. Lots of questions here, lots of doubts and even accusations. More card for the person, please. One more card, please, for the person. Don't need that many. They have a lot to say, but I'm not taking all these cards. So this person could have been a major talker. Like it could have even annoyed you at times. They'd go from like high energy talking to you about everything to being kind of secretive and like real quiet. They could have also been a little bit materialistic or money hungry in your eyes. Like they were all about themselves and all about getting something for nothing. And they could have thought that way about you as well. Like you were just you were always too worried about your hustle or about making money, and you didn't really have the time for them anymore. that you just stop taking any action towards them, and they feel like you would crawl inside your head and create things that did not ever happen, and you pretty much stop talking to them or push them out, and they feel it's because you may have had somebody else, or you had a plenty of options, and they also feel like a lot of the things you accuse them of were the things that you were doing. And I think that both of you at times were doing a couple of those things, but mostly your person was definitely doing some of the things that you intuitively knew they were doing, but they would lie about it, or they would try to dodge the question, or whatever. When they became very question, they started questioning everything that you did. It made you have a lot of concerns about what it was they were doing, but they were very secretive, and you never could get the truth out of this person. And they seen you as somebody who was just making it all up in your head, even though they know that wasn't true. They would act like they would gaslight you. They would act like, oh, that's all in your head. Like, oh, that's just your past trauma, or you're using what so and so did against me, or no, you're just doing that. You're just saying that because that's what you're doing. But yet they would never have their phone conveniently, but they wouldn't have their phone on them, or they wouldn't know the unlock code, or they wouldn't let you see it, but they would always be going through yours, kind of thing. Very unfair here. Very unfair situation. But they thought you were pretty giving until you weren't, and they thought you were doing all the things that you accused them of doing. They didn't trust you, and I really feel like they feel that you stopped putting in on this relationship as much as you did. Like, you showed them all you were worth, and you gave everything you had in the very beginning, and they kind of got spoiled on that and used to that, so they just expected that. And when you started pulling back your energy a little bit, they started getting concerned that you were doing something, but really you were just hurting by the fact that they were being sneaky, and they were lying to you, and they were being shady, or pretending like there was nothing wrong when you could feel that there was something wrong. Or you would ask them what they did, and they would be real casual about, oh yeah, I went and stopped by my grandpa's, and I ran into so and so, their ex, at the store. And then they would be like, later on, they would say something else about another friend's house who was a mutual friend of that person. Just like little stuff just kept coming out, little secrets and stuff like that kept coming out about this person, and you were trying to put it all together, and you were just realizing that they were just full of shit. They were somebody that you couldn't trust, and there was no reason that was the reason why they were questioning you or doubting you, because they were untrustworthy. And that's when you stop putting into this relationship, and you're like, you know what? I've been down this road enough times. I'm not going to do this with this person. I'm just going to cut them out. I'm done helping them. And they just kind of were in shock that you just stopped giving all of a sudden and cut them out. So let's go on to your newest person, or your love relationship that's coming towards you right now if you don't have a person. Let's see the energy that you'll carry with you into this new opportunity, this new love, if it's current or if it's coming. Okay, so there is something here about being forthright about what you want and what you desire. For some reason, you like to sugarcoat a lot of the darker side of your personality or your bad habits and stuff like that, and you try to pretend like they don't exist when you meet somebody. And that's going to be an issue here. It's going to cause a lot of problems and arguments later. So come as you are. That's my best advice for you on this one. Because what I see here is somebody who tries to act like they're totally okay with you leaving the toilet seat up, and then all of a sudden they flip out about it every single time you do, after 2 weeks of moving in together. But you've been coming into their house leaving that toilet seat up for 6 months, So I'm not just giving you an idea of what I mean here. So do come as you are, Sagittarius. Don't sugarcoat or try to pretend like, oh yeah, come on in. But don't forget to take your shoes off. But every single time they come in, they come in with their muddy boots on, and every time you have to remind them and remind them and remind them. And until one day you just fucking flip out on them, and after that you just stop inviting them over because they forget to take their shoes off. Like, if it's that big of a deal to you, like, make sure that they're very aware that, look, I'm OCD. If you come into my house and you have your shoes on, every single time you leave, I'm shampooing my carpets for 3 hours, and it's exhausting. So I'm not going to invite you over anymore if you can't remember to take your shoes off. It's that important to me. I'm just giving you stupid ass examples of like coming as you are. So if you like smoke cigarettes and you didn't want this person to know about it, so you were wearing gloves while you smoked a cigarette here and there, sneaking around and start putting lotion on your hands and everything else, and then one day you finally just had enough and you're like, no, what? I smoke cigarettes, and you just start chain smoking in front of them. It's gonna be a problem, okay? You got to be very forthright with this next person coming in, because otherwise it's going to confuse them and they're going to feel tricked. And when they feel tricked, it's going to cause arguments. So if you don't want somebody eating in your vehicle, don't go to In-N-Out Burger and let them, or Sonic and let them eat in your car. Like, just be forthright. And like, I'm just saying these are stupid little examples, but I'm talking about in bigger aspects of life too. If you have a drinking problem, but they're a recovered alcoholic, you might want to be honest and not sit there through a dinner date and with the shakes and act like recovery is something that you've never really even heard of, as they sit there and talk about how many chips they have from AA, you know? So please do be forthright with all that you are, and anything that you cannot handle and will not allow and when this relationship comes in for you, because it will cause a lot of karmic situations and a lot of arguments with this person. And so just be yourself, okay? That's really the advice here for you and your perspective. And this goes for your person too. If you feel like they hide things about their personality that you would not necessarily be okay with, and you start to figure these things out, you need to communicate clearly. There's something about your communication with this person being just little all over the place, and also something about like maybe when you guys meet each other, you guys are around a bunch of other friends, so and everybody's kind of putting on their best smile, their best face, and their best personality, but it's like, be yourself. Be yourself, and if anything, make sure to show all the things about yourself, even the good, the bad, and the ugly, okay? Because you want somebody to love you for who you are and not for who you are trying to be to impress them. Let's see this person and their perspective and some of the ways that they'll know who this is. Okay, so this person can be very emotionally detached at times, or they could seem very cold or aloof, like they've been hurt in the past. And they may be a water sign, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, and they may be just a little bit cold and disconnected, or it seems like that. They're really hard to get through to, and they may feel the same way about you, like that you're surface level. Like they don't know if they could really actually get an emotional attachment to you, because everything's just kind of like all fun and games or not too serious, and you just kind of seem like somebody who likes to just joke around the idea of love and a commitment. So they don't know if you take them seriously or not. So it could be some issues about that, or you could feel like this person just doesn't have the emotional capabilities to really show how they feel or express how they feel, and that might be a problem for you, because Sagittarius, I feel like you like to be nurtured in when it comes to your emotions and your needs, and this person may seem just a little bit cold at times, but you still have a desire for them, and it's probably a little bit something to do with the chase. They play hard to get, I think, and that makes you want them more. Some of you may meet this person online or through a mutual friend. Like I said, at a get-together or gathering. This person could be going through a separation, or just have like going through a lot, like just lost their job, or just really feeling down and out, and just have a lot of burdens that they're dealing with right now. They could be a codependent person as well, or they could feel that way about you. They could feel that maybe you have a lot, have a lot on your plate, and that you're really not that interested in them. So make sure that you show your interest and let them know very clearly that you are interested in them, if that is the case. Something here about codependency. They may feel that you're codependent, like you want them to need you, and they just want to want you. You're used to being needed, and you're used to being everybody's hero, or to come save the day. They don't want you. You're like used to being Captain Save-A-Ho. No offense, but and they don't know if they necessarily would want to have a relationship with somebody who is that codependent. Like, they may be very independent, but they might have a lot of burdens as well, but they don't express them. They don't let people know about the burdens, and they're not going to let you know that they have things going on in their life that they're not so proud of, because they want to seem at all times like independent or self-sufficient. They have a real big fear about being controlled, and they may feel that you are at times controlling. And if they divulge to you their weaknesses, that it would give you more reason to want to control their situations, and they don't like that. But this is your next soulmate, and this is what's coming in for you guys. And I don't feel that this person doesn't love or doesn't have the capability of love or emotions, but they come off as kind of cold or just like disconnected in some way. Okay? And in fact, could actually be codependent. So they may be the one that has so much trauma that they only are attracted to drama or trauma. And you just may be cool as a cucumber, and you really don't seem like you have enough issues or problems for them. And they're used to having somebody who's all effed up. Just being real. So this is going to take some patience and some time. I don't think this is going to happen something that happens like right away. But I feel like this could end up being kind of karmic, like a lot of lessons learned here, but I think it would be worth it. So, especially if it's, let's see here, we got Pisces, Cancer, Gemini, Sagittarius, Scorpio, all those signs here. So if it's any one of those signs, it also could be somebody you meet through mutual friends at like a gathering or something like that, concert, when your friend brings a friend who knows a friend, and you guys, yeah, something like that. Or it could just be somebody you meet through a friend, and like that they're going through a separation with somebody, and they're like, oh yeah, they're single right now, but they've been off and on with so and so forever. So you just kind of get an interest for this person, but you don't know if you should go for it. I think they do like you, or they do want to have something with you, but they might feel that you will try to control them or try to tell them how to do things, and they don't like that. So they may seem just like a little bit pushed off or from you. So you're gonna have to be patient with this one. And I think it's the chase that you really like anyway, so just have fun with that. Yeah, this is definitely a soulmate. They could still have children that live with them, whether they be grown children or grandchildren that they may be taking care of still. But there's something here about having children. And then some of you, not all of you, but some of you actually knew this person when you were younger, like you were in your youth. It could even be like you had cousins that knew each other, and you guys lived on the same block during the summer, and you guys just knew each other growing up during those summers, but you weren't real close. Kind of weird. I know it's kind of a weird scenario, but it could be something like that. And it also could be this person has this, could be that, and this person has grown ass kids at home that they're kind of embarrassed about still having at home, living like the 40-year-old virgins still living on their couch. Yeah. So FYI, fair warning, you may end up with somebody who has a 40-year-old virgin on the couch that happens to be their son or daughter. More likely their son, but yeah. Couldn't be so lucky to have a 40-year-old virgin of a daughter on the couch. That wouldn't be so bad, I wouldn't think, but you never know. But that's what I got for you, Sagittarius. So definitely could be a Pisces, okay? That's the third time I've almost caught myself saying Pisces. So it definitely could be a Pisces you're dealing with, Sagittarius. But yeah, their family could just be a lot to handle too. One of you has a family that's a burden. Like they're just a mess. And it causes like a lot of stress on this relationship. I forgot to mention that. So good luck. Best of luck with that. No. Love you guys. Thank you for joining me. Like, share, and subscribe.